I wanted to touch on what you see as a future banking scenario. Now, there's a lot of feeling, and you are also associated, I know, with fintechs, etc., as advisor. So there are some people saying with the fintechs coming, banks won't have any place. I remember many years ago reading an article saying from branchless banking, we will move to bankless banking. So now fintechs have come. Whether they are going to create that, I saw a former private sector chief executive of a bank saying, no, both these will coexist, each have their places. How do you see this scenario? What is the future of banking sector or the financial sector?
The technology will come in a big way. I don't think there is any doubt about it. But I think to answer your question, probably I need to make a distinction between what we call a digital bank and what is a fintech.
Yes.
Because both are in the financial sector, both are driven by technology, but the difference between a digital bank and a fintech is the main source of funding as far as a digital bank continues to be deposits, which is not the case with fintech. So whether the fintech in this country will be allowed, or the people of this country will be comfortable, or the regulators will be comfortable in fintechs having deposits of the people and running the intermediation process, I think we are far away from that. But however, the way in which the banks function, the way in which the customer experience happens, the onboarding happens, the KYC happens, with the distributed ledger technology coming in, there is going to be a huge shakeout as far as the traditional banking methods or branch models are concerned. So that is going to undergo a major change. And we also have the concept of what is called technically as a neobank, where, for instance, in Europe, they are allowed by law to access all the bank systems, whereas in India, today, although there are no rules and regulations, what these people do is to sit on the top. They sit on the top of the banking layer and then try to aggregate and intermediate in such a way that they play a role. But I think ultimately the deposits, the risks, and the customers remain with the banks for some time to come. Yes, the banks are facing tremendous competition to make sure that they do a better job of this. And probably this is where I would take the example of State Bank of India. The biggest digital bank is being run by the biggest state bank in the country, which is the YONO application. So if public sector bank like State Bank can bring in YONO and completely change the way in which the banking is done, it is not that the public sector banks cannot achieve, or the banking system as a whole cannot achieve. But there also, between the public sector and the private sector, there is a difference. And I'm a person who believes that as far as technology implementation is concerned, the PWD contract rules cannot apply to the banking system. We need to have a different set of rules and regulations. Otherwise, these people, because of the sheer process overheads, will remain as laggards.
No, I think that was very well put when you said the PWD approach. Recently, you might have read of a road in Bijnor, UP, where at the time of inauguration, the local politician broke a coconut on the road and the road cracked. The coconut remained intact. That was a few days ago. And I have argued separately in a group that this establishes the need for rituals. It certainly, even rituals help sometimes, at least to show the quality of the road, if nothing else, because the coconut showed how bad the road was.